When the world slept behind palace gates, and Britain rested under the quiet glow of its moon, there was one place where the night never truly ended: the Queen's private corridor. Behind those guarded doors, long after state dinners had faded and the palace halls fell silent, Queen Elizabeth II carried a secret no royal biography ever fully revealed. Not scandals, not politics, but cravings, quiet, forbidden, deeply human. Only a handful of royal chefs knew the truth. They moved through Buckingham Palace like shadows, answering soft knocks, preparing hidden plates, and delivering food that never appeared on official menus. These were the dishes the Queen desired only when the world wasn't watching, dishes that whispered of childhood, comfort, and longing. Tonight, for the first time, we open that locked chapter. Are you ready to enter the Queen's midnight world, where hunger becomes memory and cravings become secrets? Dish number 1. The Royal Honey Lemon Glazed Roast Chicken. The Royal Honey Lemon Glazed Roast Chicken is a timeless classic inspired by the dining traditions of Buckingham Palace. It is said that Queen Elizabeth II, despite her simple and disciplined eating habits, preferred dishes that balanced elegance with comfort, and this roasted chicken reflects exactly that spirit. Prepared with a delicate blend of sweet floral honey, freshly squeezed lemon, and a hint of English garden herbs. The glaze forms a golden, crisp exterior while keeping the inside remarkably tender. The recipe begins by marinating the chicken in lemon zest, rosemary, thyme, and a small measure of Windsor-grade honey, the same ingredient historically served at royal banquets. Slow roasting ensures that every layer absorbs the aromatic herbs, resulting in a dish that is both regal and homely. Traditionally, it was plated with seasonal vegetables, buttery mash, or wild rice, making it a favorite during quiet family dinners at the palace. What makes this dish truly special is its balance. Not overly sweet, not overly sharp, but a graceful combination, much like the late Queen herself, who valued moderation and taste over extravagance. If you were invited to a royal dinner, would you choose this classic roast chicken as your main course, or try something even more luxurious from the Queen's table? Dish number 2, Midnight Chocolate Biscuit Cake. In the quiet hours of the palace, when chandeliers dimmed and Buckingham's corridors whispered only the soft padding of corgis, Queen Elizabeth II often sought the comforting ritual of her beloved chocolate biscuit cake. Dense, dark chocolate cradled broken tea biscuits, forming a mosaic of simplicity and indulgence that travelled wherever the Queen travelled. Even the most delicate of state affairs could not resist the silent allure of this sweet. Prepared meticulously by her royal chefs, the cake was chilled to perfection, sliced into uniform squares, and stored under the vigilant watch of palace staff. For the Queen, each piece was more than dessert, it was memory incarnate. The slightly bitter richness of the cocoa paired with the subtle crunch of the biscuit transported her to the innocence of childhood afternoon teas, a fleeting escape from the weight of the crown. Though modest in appearance, this cake carried a quiet ritual, a sliver accompanied by a cup of Earl Grey, sipped slowly in reflection or in clandestine conversation with her most trusted aides. It was a moment where a monarch became a woman, where tradition met craving, and where indulgence whispered gently against duty. If you were standing in the Queen's private dining room at midnight, would you dare to take a slice of this hidden treasure, or watch as history savoured it in silence? Dish number 3, Smoked Salmon on Toasted Brioche. As the moon cast a silver glow over Buckingham Palace, a quieter craving stirred within Queen Elizabeth II. The delicate allure of smoked salmon on toasted brioche, thin slices of Scottish salmon, kissed by the misty rivers of Balmoral, rested atop lightly buttered golden brioche. Each bite was a symphony of salt and subtle sweetness, a secret pleasure reserved for the hush of night. Royal chefs whispered of her precision. The salmon must be cut paper thin, the brioche lightly crisped, and a faint brush of lemon zest added, never overwhelming, always balanced. It was a dish that honoured the Queen's deep connection to Scotland, her childhood summers by the lochs, and her quiet appreciation for refinement without extravagance. Even as the world outside roared with politics, ceremonies, and duty, this midnight indulgence offered calm. She would savour it slowly, her thoughts drifting to family, to memories of laughter around dinner tables, and to fleeting moments of solitude that only night could provide. Here she was not a monarch, but a woman who cherished the poetry of flavor and ritual, a queen whose heart found comfort in simplicity. If you could join her in the stillness of the palace at midnight, would you reach for this elegant indulgence, or let the queen have her secret alone? Dish number 4, warm chocolate tart with sea salt, deep within the quiet halls of Buckingham Palace, far from the glittering chandeliers and watchful eyes. Queen Elizabeth II had a craving that whispered in the shadows, a warm chocolate tart crowned with a delicate sprinkle of sea salt. The richness of dark chocolate melted slowly on her tongue, while the faint crunch of buttery pastry created a rhythm of indulgence that only the still of midnight tea could contain. Royal chefs recounted how the queen would request the tart to be baked to perfection, dense, slightly molten, never too sweet. The sea salt was not mere decoration, it was a reminder of contrast, a dance between restraint and decadence. In that quiet moment, as moonlight brushed her favorite reading chair, the queen allowed herself a rare pause, a stolen pleasure that balanced duty with desire. This dessert carried more than flavor, it carried memory, discipline, and the subtle joy of secrecy. Each bite was a fleeting escape, a reminder that even those who ruled empires were entitled to moments of quiet indulgence. The warmth of chocolate, paired with the hint of salt, was a testament to her understanding of life, that sweetness was always better when tempered by a touch of reality. If you could taste her hidden indulgence, would you savor every bite in silence, or try to uncover the queen's secret for yourself? Dish number 5, honeyed oat porridge with berries. In the soft hush of the royal night, when Buckingham Palace slept and only the ticking of antique clocks punctuated the silence, Queen Elizabeth II indulged in a secret ritual, a humble bowl of honeyed oat porridge, dotted with glistening berries. It was a dish so simple, so ordinary to the untrained eye, yet it carried a quiet majesty all its own. The oats were slow-cooked to creamy perfection, infused with the gentle warmth of golden honey, sourced from English gardens, and crowned with berries plucked at peak ripeness. Each bite was a balancing act, sweetness tempered by the natural tartness of the fruit, a harmony that mirrored the queen's life, a blend of joy and duty, tenderness and discipline. Royal aides whispered that this was a dish of comfort, a nod to childhood mornings and countryside retreats, a reminder that even a monarch's night could hold small, private pleasures. It was consumed in silence, often in her private study, with the soft moonlight reflecting off polished wooden floors. Here the queen tasted simplicity, serenity, and a fleeting freedom beyond the crown's weight. If you could share a midnight meal with the queen, would you choose to savor its simplicity, or uncover why this humble porridge captured her heart? Dish number 6, smoked salmon and cream cheese wraps. As the castle corridors quieted, and the world outside Buckingham Palace slept under a veil of darkness, Queen Elizabeth II often sought solace in a delicate midnight treat, smoked salmon and cream cheese wraps. Far from the grandeur of state dinners or gilded banquets, this dish was a secret indulgence, quietly savored in the stillness of the night. The salmon, thinly sliced and exquisitely smoked, carried the briny whisper of Scottish waters, while the creamy richness of soft cheese embraced it like a silent confidant. Rolled in tender, lightly buttered wraps, each bite was a dance of texture and flavor, crisp yet soft, smoky yet gentle, a harmony that mirrored the queen's quiet resilience and refined taste. Chefs who prepared it spoke of precision, of careful slices and measured spreads, for even in secret, the queen demanded perfection. It was more than sustenance. It was a ritual, a moment of private reflection, a stolen indulgence that belonged only to her. In the shadows of the palace, this dish became her companion, simple, elegant, and profoundly human. When night falls and the world sleeps, would you dare to uncover the hidden rituals that bring even a monarch comfort, or leave the mystery untouched? Dish number 7, warm buttered scones with jam. In the hushed low of Buckingham Palace, long after the echoes of laughter and ceremony had faded, Queen Elizabeth II found quiet comfort in a humble yet divine midnight indulgence, warm buttered scones with strawberry jam. While the world outside dreamed, the Queen's secret ritual unfolded, A simple plate, steam rising from freshly baked scones, each split with care, butter melting into tender crumbs, and jam glistening like ruby jewels. This was no ordinary snack. It was a whisper of her childhood at Sandringham, a taste of home amidst the weight of the crown. The scones were prepared, with the precision only royal chefs could achieve, soft yet crisp, fragrant yet unassuming. Each bite was a fleeting escape from protocol, a moment where time slowed, and the Queen could savor not duty, but delight. The ritual was intimate, almost sacred. In the quiet corners of her private chambers, the scones became more than food. They were nostalgia, warmth, and the subtle sweetness of a life lived in public, but experienced privately. If you could peek behind the palace doors, would you steal a bite of a queen's secret indulgence? Or respect the sacred silence of her midnight ritual? Dish number 8, coronati. On chicken. Long after the clinking of silver and the polite chatter of state banquets, Queen Elizabeth II sometimes indulged in a plate of coronation chicken, a dish that whispered of history, ceremony, and celebration. Created for her own coronation in 1953, this golden-hued concoction of tender chicken, creamy curry sauce, apricots, and almonds carried the weight of a nation and the personal pride of a monarch who had ruled with steadfast devotion. In the quiet hours of night, when palace corridors lay empty and the world outside slept, the Queen's chefs prepared this dish with exacting care, ensuring every morsel captured the elegance and subtle spice that had become her signature. For her, it was more than food. It was a taste of triumph, a reminder of the moment she accepted the crown and pledged herself to a lifetime of service. Sitting alone, a soft lamplight illuminating her poised hands, the Queen would savor the delicate flavors, allowing herself a rare pause, a fleeting moment where the duties of a ruler faded and the simple joy of taste remained. Coronation chicken, in those hours, was both indulgence and meditation, a secret ritual shared only with herself and her true. Stead chefs, if you could step into those quiet palace moments, would you sample the dish that marked history, or simply marvel at the Queen's private taste of triumph? As the palace settles into silence and the moonlight drapes over Buckingham, one truth remains: even a queen, whose life was measured in duties, ceremonies, and history, found comfort in the secret, quiet pleasures of midnight. From the chocolatey warmth of her biscuit cake to the delicate spice of coronation chicken, these cravings were more than food. They were whispers of humanity, moments where the crown rested and the woman beneath shone through. And now, dear viewer, you've glimpsed the hidden side of a monarch who ruled the world yet cherished the simple, sweet, and secret. If these stories stirred your curiosity, if you felt a connection to the Queen's quiet moments, subscribe now and join us as we uncover more hidden chapters of history, one secret at a time. Which of these midnight cravings would you secretly steal if you could dine like the Queen?